Every content creator needs a proper weapon. You need a camera that can act as an extension of yourself. Something so comfortable and fluid that you can carry it for hours. Something with enough performance to set yourself apart from the armies of iPhone photographers. I'm not knocking the iPhone. Its camera has evolved leaps and bounds over the years, but it will never match the relationship between a creator and their camera. I bought the Panasonic G9 brand new a few years ago. I spent quite a bit of money at the time. In this video, I'll be sharing with you my experience with the G9 and letting you know if I would buy it all over again. So by the end of all this, you'll know whether this might be something you'd consider buying on the used market. Greetings and welcome to Dreamin' Digital. I'm Mike, and here on this channel we like to focus on the tech you'll need as an everyday creator. So if you love places like Fry's Electronics, then welcome home. Since this channel is fresh and new, I humbly ask you to violently press the like button and subscribe to the channel so we can all grow together. I bought the G9 a few years ago with the intention of using it as a 4K video recording solution for my other YouTube channel, Audio Arkitekts. Originally, I started the channel with the Nikon D90, which will always and forever be my very first DSLR I bought when I started to get serious about photography. But I realized early on with my YouTube channel that I needed to get with the times and buy something that will take me to the next level. I needed to future-proof myself with something I was comfortable with and that I knew had the capability of providing results I could be proud of. Over the past few years, the G9 has been the camera that has truly brought out the best in my photography, my creativity, and of course, my YouTube videos. A lot of people have asked me why I chose the G9 specifically and not the GH5, which was rated better for video at the time. Well, because I'm a photographer first, and every review I read said this one is phenomenal for photography. It was the ultimate compromise, and I wasn't wrong. The G9 has been a blessing for my YouTube videos. It's the camera that has become an extension of myself. I've shot with a lot of different cameras, and I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes the controls, the functionality, and the overall experience just felt a bit foreign, like something wasn't right. This is the first time since the Nikon D90 where I felt a synchronicity between myself and the camera. The G9 felt solid to me right out of the box. You know that feeling when you pick something up and it just feels right, feels well made? That's exactly how I felt here. It's not too heavy, but it's got enough weight to it that you know you're holding a serious piece of equipment. I love the grip. It's nice and chunky, which makes it extremely comfortable to hold. I love the depth of the grip. It cups my big bare paw perfectly. The material they use on the grip is really good quality. I've been using this thing for over 3 to 4 years now, and I don't see any fading at all. I'm absolutely devastated when these grips start to get warm because they get real sticky. It's nasty feeling. Thankfully, this grip still has its texture. Now, I think most people will appreciate the layout of the buttons and dials. Everything's well placed and easy to reach without looking down, so you can stay focused on what you're shooting. I'm able to adjust the aperture with my pointer finger and the shutter speed with my thumb. This is ideal because I've shot with cameras like the ZV-E10 by Sony, which is a great starter camera, but isn't as user-friendly for the bare paw variety. Overall, the design of the G9 gives you a sense that it's built for both the adventurous types who want something tough and reliable, and the everyday creators who want a camera that feels and performs on more professional level without being overly complicated or ridiculously expensive. This camera is surprisingly easy to use, even if you're not a professional or if this is your first time as a photographer or videographer. The menus are well organized, so you're not digging through layers of confusing options just to change a setting. I love that this has both touch controls and physical buttons, so whether you're a tap to focus kind of person or you prefer the feel of a dial, this can satisfy both parties. Since I wanted to use the G9 for filming my talking head videos like these, I wanted to film in log. Filming in log mode like Panasonic's Vlog is all about giving you maximum flexibility when you're editing your footage. Think of it like this. When you film in regular settings, the camera tries to process the colors and contrast for you, which is great if you're in a hurry and don't want to do much editing, but this also means the camera makes decisions that might limit how much you can tweak things later. Now here's where things got a bit frustrating with the Panasonic G9. Unlike other cameras in their lineup, Vlog doesn't come standard on the G9. It's actually a paid firmware upgrade for almost $100. That means if you want to unlock that professional level color grading flexibility, you'll need to buy the Vlog upgrade separately. It's an extra cost that most of us feel should have been included, especially considering the G9 is marketed as a high quality camera, and at the time of release, it had a high quality price. But the good news is, once you have Vlog firmware installed, it transforms the G9 into a much more capable video tool. If you're serious about your videography and want to take your footage to the next level, I think this is a necessary investment. However, if you're just shooting casual videos or sticking to mainly photography, you'll be fine with just the regular profiles, as they still produce great results without the extra, editing work. The G9's autofocus is super responsive, especially for photography. It locks onto subjects quickly, which is key if you're shooting moving objects like in sports or wildlife. It's also got face and eye detection, which makes it simple to keep your subject sharp and in focus without much effort. One of the strongest features of the G9 is its 5-axis in-body image stabilization. This means the camera does an excellent job of reducing shake, even if you're shooting handheld or moving around a lot. I do have a shaky hand at times, so even with strong image stabilization, I do take advantage of Adobe Premiere's stabilization feature in post-production. No camera will be perfect at this, but I'm glad Panasonic included technology to help mitigate shaky hands. The G9 offers 20 frames per second burst mode with continuous autofocus. This makes it great for capturing fast-moving subjects if you're into action photography. If you're okay with locking the focus on the first shot, you can go up to a crazy 60 frames per second, which is a feature not found in many cameras at this price point. One of the most important features for me was filming in 4K. The G9 shoots in 4K at up to 60 frames per second, which is great for smooth, high-quality videos, especially for vloggers and content creators that want that high-quality footage. This high frame rate makes it easy to do some slow motion shots without losing quality. Otherwise, I'm sure you'll stick with the trusty 24 frames per second. The battery does last much longer than my FX30, which is what I'm shooting with now. You could expect to film a few YouTube videos or even shoot some pictures for most of the day on a single charge. It's quite impressive. I did buy some extra batteries from a third party, and those don't last as long as the Panasonic branded one that came with the camera. However, the Panasonic branded one is also double the price. The G9 has a high resolution mode that can create a 80 megapixel image by combining multiple shots. This is particularly useful for detailed shots like landscapes or product photography where you want maximum clarity. I tried it out, and here is the before and after right out of the camera. Let me know what you think of this feature in the comments below. The G9 has dual SD card slots, which is great for creators who are capturing a lot of content. You can set it to back up your files as you shoot, or split the types of files between cards, like RAW files on one and JPEGs on the other. This is also good for those of us who are filming on location and don't want to swap out cards in the middle of a photo shoot. There are a couple of key lenses I would recommend looking at for this camera. A popular choice is Panasonic's Leica 12-60mm 2.8, which is what was bundled with my G9 when I bought it. It's a great all-purpose lens, perfect for everyday use. The wide zoom range makes it versatile enough for landscapes, portraits, and even close-ups. The shallow depth of field from the wide aperture allows you to achieve some of that nice, beautiful bokeh everybody loves so much. This is a dream lens for real estate and architectural photographers. Another lens I have here in my arsenal is the 25mm 1.7, which is a fantastic, affordable prime lens. It's got a wide aperture, great for low light photography and creating those nice blurry backgrounds that we love so much. For the price, I couldn't pass up having the versatility in my bag. Aside from those two options, I would consider a telephoto lens for long distance shots, or even a macro lens for extreme close-ups. Panasonic offers a wide range of lenses, and you can also pair a lot of third-party lenses with this rig as well. And let's be honest here, you aren't going to have the range of lenses you'd get from Canon or Nikon or Sony, but I feel Panasonic has covered a lot of ground and has a good foundation of high quality lenses. Just like with any camera you buy, you want to leave a little bit of a budget for accessories. You definitely need some filters. I use a polarizer most of the time when I'm shooting outside. When I shoot my talking head videos, I stack on a black mist to give my shot a dreamier cinematic feel. You can totally go through life without using filters. However, once you start using them, you won't want to stop. There are plenty of affordable options on Amazon. Mine are from K&F Concepts, which won't break the bank too badly. I would recommend extra batteries. The third-party ones aren't that expensive and will save you when you're in the zone shooting all day and power becomes an afterthought. Don't get caught with a dead camera. It's happened to me and it's really embarrassing, totally sucks. I would consider a good tripod. If you can find a nice one for not a lot of money on Amazon, I will leave links for all this stuff down below. A good tripod can come in handy in more ways than just holding up your camera. I've used it as a mic stand, a light stand. The applications are literally quite limitless when you need something to be held up. Memory cards, friends. Buy lots of them. I've had a few fail in the past, and it sucks when you're on location and that was your only one. Depending on whether you're shooting videos or just photos is where you'll differentiate which type of cards you get. I don't use anything slower than 200 megabytes per second for video. I like Lexar and SanDisk. I've had both companies fail on me, so I can't really say one's better than the other. Black Friday and holiday sales are excellent opportunities to stock up on memory cards since the deals do get quite competitive and aggressive. This camera has a wide use case. A photographer would be excited to own this camera, just as well as a content creator working on their YouTube videos. It offers excellent quality for both photos and video, and it's not hard to use. Someone just learning about cameras won't have a tough time because it's still in the prosumer realm, which is a term we used back in my old Wolf camera days to describe something that a professional would consider using, but a standard consumer can afford. For people who are just starting their journey, the G9 is a camera that you can grow into. It's user-friendly enough for beginners, but packed with enough features that let you experiment and advance as you get more experienced. Just from all the features and benefits we discussed, it does have inherent value. Right now, you can get this camera body on the used market in or around $600, which is an insane amount of value for this thing since I paid almost $1,800 for mine brand new. It was over 4 years ago, but it still gets the stamp of approval from me. I know the new version just hit the market not too long ago, but I don't see a reason to upgrade just yet unless you got the scratch and want something fresh and new out of the box. Thank you all for joining me on my first camera review on this channel. Let me know in the comments if you feel there's something I may have missed about this camera that you'd like for me to discuss or to share with everyone. I'm excited to bring you all some really fun content around photography tech, PCs, everyday carry, desktop stuff. This is gonna be a good resource for those looking to spend some money on the fun stuff, right? I'll be your bad influence. If you like what you're hearing, do a photo shoot with the like button. Subscribe to the channel so you can help me grow. I like growing, and ring the bell to get notified every time I do something awesome. If you want to really help the channel, become an epic member of the channel and join the Patreon. I'll leave the link down below. Until next time, friends, take care.